Today we are going to discuss about multiplication and division of complex numbers. How to multiply two complex numbers. Let us consider two complex numbers. Z1 is equal to 3 plus 2i and Z2 is equal to 5 minus 2i. Now let us multiply these two complex numbers, that is Z1 into Z2 is equal to 3 plus 2i into 5 plus 2i. Now for the multiplication, you have to multiply 3 into 5, you will get the answer as 15. Again you have to multiply this 3 with minus 2i, you will get the answer as minus 6i. Similarly you have to do for this 2i also. So when we multiply a complex number, we will get an answer like this, that is 3 into 5, 15, then 3 into minus 2i minus 6i, then plus 2i into 5, that is plus 10i, plus 2i into minus 2i, that is minus 4i square. So if you simplify this answer, that is minus 6i plus 10i will be equal to plus 4i. So 15 plus 4i plus 4, because I square value is minus 1, minus 1 into this minus becomes plus 4. So if you add these two, 15 plus 4 will give you 19 and this 4i. So it is very simple. Now we have multiplied two complex number, right? Now let us do one more sum, that is Z1 into Z2 bar. So here Z1 is this 3 plus 2i, it is here, and Z2 is this 5 minus 2i, we have written here, and for bar we have placed the bar. You know what do you mean by conjugate? Just you have to change the sign of the imaginary part. So your answer will be 3 plus 2i into 5 plus 2i. Now let us multiply these two complex numbers, that is 3 into 5, 15, then 3 into 2i, 6i, plus 2i into 5, plus 10i, and plus 2i into plus 2i, 4i square. The same way 15 plus 16i and 4i square, that becomes minus 4, and the simplification answer is 11 plus 69. So this is very simple, and you know, I hope so, how to multiply two complex numbers. Now let us do one more thing. We are going to multiply a complex number with its conjugate, right? Now if Z is equal to a plus ib, then you know very well a is that real part and b is its imaginary part. Now what we are going to do is we are going to multiply a complex number with its conjugate, that is Z into Z bar. Z is equal to a plus ib into its conjugate is a plus ib. Now let us multiply these two. It is very simple, that is a into a square, plus a into minus ib minus iab, plus ib into a plus iab, again plus into minus I into I square b square. So these minus iab plus iab both are cancelled. The final answer is a square plus b square, because you know very well I square value is equal to minus 1, so the answer is a square plus b square. So now we can come to the conclusion, that is if you multiply a complex number with its conjugate, then there is nothing to do multiplication like this. You can simply do like this, that is just you take the real part, that is your a, and square it. Then you just take the imaginary part, that is your b, and square it and add it. That's all. So to multiply to multiply a complex number with its conjugate, you have to do only these two things, that is squaring the real part and squaring the imaginary part and adding with one another. So you can keep this as a formula. Now let us try to do a problem with this. If Z is equal to 5 plus 3i, let us try to find Z into Z bar. Z is equal to 5 plus 3i, so its conjugate Z bar is equal to 5 minus 3i. Now don't multiply as above, just square the real part, then put plus, and then square the imaginary part. That's all. So if you square it, you'll get the answer as 5 square, and if you square the imaginary part, you'll get the answer as 3 square, because we have applied this formula. Z into Z bar is equal to a square plus b square. So the final answer is 25 plus 9 is equal to 34. So now you know how to multiply a complex number with its conjugate. To multiply a complex number with its conjugate, there is nothing to do, just square the real part and square the imaginary part and add the both. Now let us go to division of complex numbers. How to divide a complex number with another one complex number. Let us consider again two complex numbers. Let the first one be z1 is equal to 3 plus 2i and z2 is equal to 5 minus 2i. Now let's try to find z1 by z2. Now the problem is how to do this, how to divide. You know how to divide a number by a real number. It is very simple. Even you can divide a complex number. For example, if we want to divide this number by 5, we can say that is 3 by 5 plus 2i by 5. Very simple. But how to divide a complex number by another one complex number? Here the complication arises. So let us try to do one thing. Is it possible for us to convert this complex number into a real number? Yes, we can do a small technique, because already you know in the previous complex number multiplication with its conjugate, I hope you remember, that is, if we multiply a complex number with its conjugate, then automatically it will become like a real number, because a plus ib into a minus ib, it yielded an answer a square plus b square. There is no I there. So it is possible for us to make a complex number into a real number by multiplying that complex number by its conjugate. So it's the same thing I'm going to do here. Now listen, right, this is, now we can see, now the complex number 5 minus 2i's conjugate is 5 plus 2i. We are multiplying the numerator as well as the denominator by the same complex number, so the value will not change. Then just to multiply this, I hope so there is no need for me to explain this. 3 into 5 the same way, 3 into 2i and 2i with 5 and 2i with 2i. Your answer will be like this. Coming to the denominator, this 5 minus 2i is a complex number. If you see this, 5 plus 2i is its conjugate. So there is no need of doing multiplication as for the numerators. Simply you can follow the formula z into z bar, that is multiplying a complex number with its conjugate will be equal to real part square plus imaginary part square. So if you square the real part 5 square, that is 25, plus if you square the imaginary part minus 2 the whole square, that is equal to plus 4. So it is very simple to multiply the denominators if one part is complex and in the another part if you have the conjugate. Now let us simplify this using the formula. We have received the answer. By simplifying this, we have received the answer like this, that is 11 plus 16i by 29. Now you can split it like this, 11 by 29 plus 16 by 29i. Now this is your real part and this is your imaginary part. So in this problem, our real part value is 11 by 29 and imaginary part value is 16 by 29. I hope so you would have understood now how to multiply two complex numbers, how to divide two complex numbers, and the shortcut while you are multiplying a complex number with its conjugate. These things I hope so you would have understood very well. Keep all these things in the mind and try to practice more problems using your own textbooks. Thank you.